Hi everyone, it's Caitlin from Really Big Plant, and for today's video we are going to be doing an unboxing from Hirt's Gardens. So I am subscribed to their annual subscription box, and this I believe is their 7th month for me. Okay, here's my dog. He's gonna join us for this unboxing today. So it is currently March, but this is the February box. So if you live in the United States, I'm sure you are aware there was recently a big winter storm that swept across essentially the entire country. So understandably, this package was very delayed. Plants tend to look really black and just completely dead when they get totally frozen. So I don't have too high hopes for whatever's inside of here. I know that the weather is not something that any plant company can control. I know they wish they could. This package actually only spent a couple of days in the mail. They sent it on February 27th and it is currently March 2nd. So it's only like, 5 days. No, wait, it was only 3 days. February only has 28 days. It was only 3 days. So hopefully, this package might be okay. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I should also mention the Hirt subscription box is supposed to come with a 6-inch plant and occasionally a pot, or a 4-inch plant and a 2-inch plant. Sometimes they change up the combo of what's in here, but the main thing is you're never supposed to get the same plant twice. Right, we got some bubble wrap. And it looks like there are 2 plants in here this time. You wanna see? Okay. You might be able to tell what this is from the top. All right. So this is a type of bromeliad. I'll show it to you. Feels really dry. It feels a little bit sad. So there are heat packs in the bottom of this box, but honestly, it's hard for me to tell what kind of condition this plant is in because it's a type of plant that tends to look really the same all the time. Although I would have to say it's not super happy. You can tell because the leaves are like curled in on themselves a little bit, and the whole plant is kind of like sucked up and closed in on itself, which is something that a lot of plants can do when they're kind of unhappy. So yeah, this is a bromeliad. Let me just see if they included a card. Yeah, okay, so they included the info. It says it's a Frappuccino bromeliad. Frappuccino vase plant, but it's interesting to me that they did choose to send this plant during the cold flash, because I do know about bromeliads is that they're extremely cold intolerant. So this was an interesting choice for this particularly cold month. So bromeliads are a lot of fun. They like to be watered by having water poured into the cup. They have sort of this like central area that can catch water. And they do actually also like to be fertilized by having fertilizer sort of sprayed foliarly on them rather than in the soil, because part of their evolutionary development is that they have this sort of cup-like structure where they can catch water and also like animal poop and other stuff like that that plants actually really like to fertilize them. So this is a bromeliad. I actually don't have this type of bromeliad, so I'm excited to add this one to my collection. They like really bright light, so I'm going to keep it over by my cacti and by my one other bromeliad that I have that's a really cute pink one that I like a lot. So all in all, this plant looks okay to me. Frappuccino vase plant. I've never heard of that common name before, but I guess I kind of like it. So there's that. And then there's another small one here. By the way, my dog is still over here. Okay, super cute. So this is a little Haworthia, and this particular type of Haworthia, let's see what it's called. It's called a glass Haworthia. One of the cool things about this type of plant is that they have these see-through windows, which is probably why they call this one the glass Haworthia. Although there are multiple types of Haworthias that have this feature where they have like a see-through portion on the succulent part of the leaf, and it helps reflect the light into the plant where they have more chlorophyll, and it can sort of like amplify and bounce the light around. One of the interesting things to note is that the technical term for this type of clear window into the plant is called a fenestration, which is the same term that is used to talk about the splits that form on a plant like a Monstera deliciosa, for example. The word fenestration basically just means like a window. So sometimes it's a glass window, like on this plant, where you can sort of see through some of the cell wall, and sometimes it's a literal cutout, like on a Monstera deliciosa. But yeah, the term is fenestration. So anyway, this little Haworthia is really cute. I really like it. So yeah, for our February box, although it arrived in March, we have our little glass Haworthia and our Bromeliad, our Frappuccino vase plant. So as I'm cleaning up and looking at this plant more, I do realize that I should probably tell you that these outer leaves are definitely gonna die. So I was prepared for this plant to be dead, for the things that came in this box to be dead, just because I figured everything was gonna be frozen. So I'm really pleasantly surprised by this plant. But that being said, this isn't like a super happy plant, right? These leaves, the outer ones, are on their way out and they're not gonna make it, but there is an inner cone of leaves that are undamaged and seem pretty healthy, and so this plant is gonna survive. I just was really excited to see a living plant because I really expected it to be dead. But don't get me wrong, this isn't exactly what bromeliads are supposed to look like, so just thought I would note that, but I'm not worried about it because I feel like this is gonna live. It's got mostly green. I don't really see any actual like freeze on here. It's just a little sad. So just a note. I think this was a really good haul. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised that these plants are not blackened and completely dead from cold. They actually seem, for the most part, undamaged by the weather. So that's a really good sign. I appreciate that Hirt was able to, I don't know if they expedited the shipping or what they did, but it got here pretty quick. And so I'm really glad about that. And I'm very happy to add these to my collection. If you have experience with Hirts, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.